Now you might be wondering why and how I got such a nice firework entirely free of charge. Well, this is why. Now obviously this firework has seen better days. It is completely destroyed. You can see some of the tubes here are even indented, and the thing is not even on the base. Like, I just pull that tube right out of there. So the fireworks store owner handed this to me and he's like, if you want it, you can take it, but otherwise we're just gonna throw it away. Obviously, I'm a pyro. I had to take this thing home and see what was wrong with it, and if there's any chance I could fix it, I'm definitely going to do that. If you guys are wondering, this is called Super Kung Fu by Winda Fireworks, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to take it apart and see what's inside, because obviously these bent tubes here, we can't use them. So what I'm going to do is take the powder out, weigh it, and we'll see if this cake of 12 shots is indeed worth the money and value. The first thing that I'm going to do is remove the tubes that are salvageable, and I'm going to do this with a fuse cutter. So what I'll do is lift this cardboard up. Hopefully we can cut that. And you'll see there's some fuse here. I'm just going to snip and detach that, and you'll see this thing comes right out. So this tube, I would say, is pretty usable. There's a little bit of a dent here, but I think with the concussion of the lift, it's going to blow it right out anyway. We'll take this one as well. Then I'm just going to take these 4 from the back and probably this one right here, and we will scrap the rest. So these are the 4 tubes that I pulled off, and then these 2 are in good condition as well. So I'm going to try to figure out a way to connect these 4 and then these 2 tubes over here together, and hopefully we can still enjoy this firework at least a little bit. These 6 tubes right here, there was nothing I could do about, because as you can see, every single one of them, I don't think the shell is even going to come out of the tube, just because of how bent it is. And it's not like I can just glue these back down to the base and try to fire them, maybe try to straighten these tubes. I just don't think that'll work. So we're going to take one of these apart, weigh it, and see what's inside. I'm going to go ahead and grab this one right here because it is in the worst shape out of all the tubes. Look at that bend. So let me just cut into this thing and we'll get the lift charge weight and the shell inside. Alright, so it seems like there is a fairly decent sized shell in these. If I remember correct, this is one of the better cakes by Winda Fireworks. And I know a lot of you guys shoot this one on the 4th of July. This Super Kung Fu. Alright, we're going to see if we can crack that open. Perfect. I actually cut that in just the right spot. So here is the ball shell, which is actually really large. This looks to be 1 3/4 inch in diameter. And if these are true 175 shells, then that is why this cake outperforms most other 12 shots on the market. Alright, it's going to be kind of difficult to get the lift charge out of the bottom, but I'll get back to you when I've got that done. So I just cut right down the side of the tube, and as you can see, we're pulling the fuse out right now, and there's all of the lift charge. We're going to get all that weighed too. And there was a little more hidden on the bottom here. I can tell you just from looking at it, this shell is going to go to the moon. We got our scale on. I'm going to zero that because the cup weighs 5 grams. Now let's see how much lift charge we've got. That is 6 grams. Holy cow, I thought it would be way more. But only 6 grams of lift charge in the Super Kung Fu. I guess the shells, they do go up pretty high, so I'm not sure why we've got such a low gram weight in lift charge. Now let's cut into our 175 inch shell. This is always kind of difficult, so I'm not going to do it on camera, but when I've got a big enough cut, I will get right back to you. Okay, we've got our shell cut open. Let's see what's inside. Oh, and by the way, one thing I really like about this firework is they get straight to the point and they don't bother calling these 3-inch shells. And holy cow, those are some of the biggest stars I've ever seen. Let me grab a few of these. So this is obviously why this cake is a favorite. Look at that. My hands are a little sweaty, but that's insane. Those stars are huge. Do we have any more? This always counts because when you coat this in black powder, it acts the same as the rest of the charge. And now that shell is empty, and what I really like is it was not a shell within a shell. They don't lie about anything here. That is exactly what you're getting, and they market it that way. I'm really excited to see how much this powder weighs. So we've got the scale at 0. Let me move this a little closer. All this good stuff in there. Alright, so that is a 29 gram shell, which is pretty typical for ball shells. I know these stars are really big, so when this thing breaks, it's actually massive, like way bigger than any ball shell you'll find on the consumer market today. So 29 grams of break and 6 grams of lift, you take the two and combine them, that's 35 grams in total per tube. We know the cake is 12 shots, so this cake comes out to be 420 grams in total, which is actually really good because most of these 500 gram cakes are nowhere even near the 500 gram marker. All right, so for these two, I've actually just connected the fuse here, and then I think I'm gonna try to connect it to the end of this, roll them all up with duct tape, and hope it works. All right, I've got all 6 of these connected. Now the only thing left to do is roll them up in duct tape. I'm gonna just try to lay these on top, kind of like this. All right, I just found out that there is literally no way to roll these tubes because of the exit and entry points of each of these fuses. So I'm actually just going to make a 6-shot sleeve, and it'll secure both sides with bricks once we get out to the shoot site. All right, I know it looks super tacky, but that is the finished product, and I really just hope that this works. I'm just gonna put some bricks on either side because that would definitely tip over if you did not. And yeah, let's go shoot this off. Really windy outside right now, but here goes the powder from the Super Kung Fu cake. I hope that doesn't blow up. I hope it just kind of pops out of there. We'll see. Oh, nice. That was actually epic. All right, here goes the tubes that I salvaged from the Super Kung Fu cake. Probably should have added some extra fuse on here. 10 out of 10, this thing is tipping over. Look at that, it didn't even tip over. That was awesome.